will go very quick because what we want to do, we want to have it as interactive as possible. So we want to leave as much space as possible for talking with you and you asking questions and us giving you information. So welcome. I will make the general presentation and then we will switch to Santiago's presentation, who will show you the updates. I decided not to make too many updates, like in visual updates, because I love to talk about dreams, because this is also my dream. So I'll share with you what our dream comprises of, and then I will do it very quick, and then we will go into active talking. So please welcome to the ARK. We call it a modern regenerative village, because first of all, we believe that village living is where we want to come back to. We all together, and whoever comes to the ARK, we explain that this is actually village living. But then village, not of like, that we imagine like rural conditions, like it's a modern village. And we call it a regenerative village because, well, you will understand now why. And we're located in Santa Teresa in Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica. Whenever you will be flying to us, you will be either flying to Guanacaste Airport or San Jose. Both airports are pretty well internationally connected. It's easier to fly to San Jose. And then we have 3 little airports around us. The newest one, Cobon, is just 15 minutes drive from us. So it's very easy now to get to the ARK. So that's where we are. So welcome to the dream. Well, first of all, when we started the ARK, we thought that we don't want to change the world. We want to be the change. We want people. We don't want to be talking about, we want to be doing it. We want to show people that it's actually possible. And first we started with regeneration, because all of us who are gathering at the ARK, working or living, we all are a little bit traumatized with what's happening in the world, with the developments that are like, unconscious developments. They're cutting out the jungle and, everything that's happening. So we thought that we want to be a living example that development actually can mean something positive. And let's live in the reality that development is unstoppable. This romantic idea of like, oh, people won't be building new houses, it's impossible. People need places to live. But at the same time, developments can bring something positive. So we thought that with our project, we want to bring nature back. It was important for us to find a land that was already depleted before our activities, so we don't have to cut a single tree to make the project of our dreams. And regeneration of soil, regeneration of land was a very important part of it, because we on Earth, we lost 1/3 of arable soil since 1984, and just like 40 years. I'm 40, so I was born in 83. I'm gonna be 41 this year, but anyway. In the concourse of my lifetime, we lost 1/3 of soil where we can actually grow food. And actually this land that we found was also depleted since 40 years ago. It was a pasture land, and unfortunately, as you can see, it was deforested many years ago. So this was also a very important factor for us on like on what side. What do you want to be as people who are joining the ARK? We want people who are coming to bring the positive change, not the people who are saying, oh, I want to live among the trees. We want to reverse this thinking of like, if you want to live among the trees, you have to plant these trees. And that's what we are doing. So we found this land that was deforested more than 40 years ago, and we embarked on a mission to regenerate the soil. So from the beginning since we started the ARK farm, and Santiago will explain more in details about it, we already produced more than 180 tons which is 360,000 pounds of soil. And Santi will explain you more in details everything about it. And then practically what we decided to do, that we are going to reforest or to make permaculture farms on 60% of the land that we have. Because obviously we have to build the houses and we have to, make roads and make different amenities. But aside of it, 60% of the land are going to be reforested. So here we are. This is our regeneration plan, and this became one of our guiding principles. Then the next one, we thought that we want to bring back the idea of the community, not just like the word which is overused now. Everything is a community, but we want to bring back the reality of it. And what does it mean? First of all, to restore human relations, because trust is something, somebody is asking question, because I don't see the screen if you're asking question. I hear the sound. I'm not sure. So if you want to ask question, you can just open the mic and ask the question, yeah? So we want to restore human relations, yeah? We want to restore the trust. And you know that Santa Teresa obviously is one of desired destinations in the world, and what's happening in the desired destinations in the world is gentrification process. It's practically when, you know, what gentrification is, when foreign population is coming and misplacing local populations, prices are going up, and the local population has to move inland, and, you know, like all these processes. So what we decided to do, we maintain the original landowners inside of the project. So aside of fair compensation for their land, they own this land for more than 50 years, we maintain them as our partners inside of the project. So this beautiful family are staying with us forever in the project. And we believe this is something that is a must for all new developments, because just purchasing, just money are not solving the issue. People have to stay where they lived before, right? So you will be seeing these people a lot. They're a beautiful couple from Costa Rica, and they own this land for the last 50 years. But then also we thought, like, what community can be? So like, we don't want people to move in to everything that is ready. So we want people who are joining us to co-create our home together with us. We are not an apartment building. Don't expect, I mean, at certain point, of course, people will be in 5 years, people will come and everything will be done. But if you're joining now, don't expect that everything is ready. But the beauty of it is that if you're joining now, you're influencing how our common home is going to look like. So we call it an intersection for co-creation to make our common dreams come true. Whatever aspirations, whatever dreams, whatever ideas you have, when you're joining now, you're more than welcome to bring them to the table. We have the general idea of what we're doing, and I will show it to you later. But we really, really want it to be a canvas for people to bring and paint whatever craziest dreams they have, as long as they resonate, obviously, with the idea of the ARK, right? Like, and with our guiding principles and with our values. And more than that, we decided that it would be fair to share the business with all the people who are going to be living the ARK. So we're making the people who are joining the ARK co-owners of the project. We're redistributing 30% of the profit of all the businesses that we're creating inside of the ARK with our residents. And I will show you a little bit later which are the businesses, and we can talk about it in more details. And again, we thought that this is the right thing to do. And this is the new way of living, because we live in the idea that we have to build a new world together. And building new world means creating new systems, because whatever it is, the old system, as long as we are grateful to the system for creating us, first of all, but we believe that the old system is malfunctioning, it's collapsing, it's not working, and we are the grown-ups, we have to create something new now, and that's what we're creating. So we believe people have to share the success of the village. And also, another thing which is important, as long as we are sharing the success of the village, everybody has to see what's happening. So we're providing full transparency of the ARK accounts to all our residents for both development accounts and for management. So every year, people who live at the ARK will be able to see how we're spending money, how much we're paying, how much we're earning, and then by the end of the year, we are going to redistribute those profits. So welcome to the new way of living at the ARK. And this is another part of the community. Invite the residents to be partners. Then another thing is that we thought that this is the last thing that what we want to do. And this, whenever we call this closed-gated community, it makes us cringe. We're not closed-gated community. We want to be open for everyone. So we're creating an open-gated concept where everyone can come and enjoy the ARK. Doesn't matter they live there or they just want to come and visit the kids' playground with their kids. The ARK is going to be, and it is already, an open-gated community where obviously we're providing safety and security for everyone, but at the same time, we will never close our gates from people who want to enjoy the ARK. So this is our second guiding principles. And the third one is autonomy. The ARK was born from pandemic times. It was born in 2021, in May 2021, when we found this land. And we all seen what can happen, how the freedom can be easily taken away from you if you're not independent, if you're not sovereign. So we're providing full energy autonomy we're making the ARK the full energy autonomous project. And we're doing it through solar installations that we're installing and reserve batteries, individual solutions that we're providing to every lot that is joining the ARK. And in general, we are always going to be striving for this autonomy as much as possible. So as long as now we created the infrastructure for public water, but at the same time, we understand that we have to store as much water as possible on the land. So we're creating additional water reservoirs. Also, Santiago will explain to you later on about it. And also, we have to be as much food autonomous and independent as possible. It's also Santiago's part that he will tell you how and what we're creating. So this is the part which is very important for us. So we want to be as autonomous as possible, as independent as possible, as sovereign as possible. And the next one is, as we're located in Nicoya Blue Zone, health was a logical outcome of it. And also, it's also our inspiration. I'm 40, my mom is 70. I want my mom to live here at the ARK as well, right? So like, I really want us to increase the health span and lifespan of everyone who's involved into the ARK. So everything that we're going to be creating, we're not a party community. We are not a polyamorous community. We're a healthy community. We want to help everyone, to surround you with a support system to live the healthiest possible life that you can live. So these 4 things, regeneration, health, community, and autonomy, became our guiding principle. So if this resonates with you, then you're welcome to the ARK. And our values, of course, which we're showing you when you're visiting the ARK. So this is our home. And as in numbers, we have 88 residential lots. They start from 5,000 square meters each, which is 1.2 acres approximately. And they go to 2.5 acres, which is around 10,000 square meters. We intentionally kept them like this because we believe that, although we don't like the word luxury, but still, the luxury isn't this, and like in living large on your land, to have a lot of land, not to be window to window. We could definitely divide this land in 500 lots and make them small and squeeze out the profits from it. But we decided that this is our home. That's where we live. That's where we are making our homes for our families, for our loved ones. So we are making the ARK the way we want to live on the land. We're located less than a mile from the beach on the elevation of 197 meters. So this is us in numbers. We're just 5 minutes from the beach, and this little Africa, as we call it, is our home. And the ARK comprises of 2 things, of amenities and businesses. Amenities is something which is going to maintain the life of the ARK. So this is 2 receptions at both entrances. We are providing property management service to all residents whenever they want to rent their spaces, their houses. So we are doing centralized check-ins and check-outs at both entrances. We are creating a kids' playground for our small ones, complete sports center to live as healthy life as possible, a temple for dedicated spiritual practices and disconnected from whatever religions you might think, different workout spaces, which we call yoga shalas, and a community center for us to gather. But aside of that, the ARK comprises of businesses of which we all are sharing the profit. And this includes ARK Loft, which is a 16-room hotel, longevity clinic that we are structuring now, cafes and restaurants, the property management service itself that is functioning already, co-creation lounge, where it's a dedicated space for all of us to work, events starting from smallest up to retreats and classes and courses, our own school, and the ARK farm itself and the supermarket that we're creating. And businesses are going to be growing all the time. Consider it a cherry on the pie. Consider this a must, and this is just an addition that we're always going to be creating. The question that people always ask us is like, when is it going to be ready? And I always say never, because this is going to be ready in 2-3 years. And that's when the village is going to start functioning the way the villages we're imagining it to function. But this is going to be growing all the time. We have way more businesses which are in the works now that we're going to be slowly adding to the list, and which are slowly going to be appearing in different parts of the ARK. But at the same time, imagine living in the place which is always gonna be developing, not from the perspective of construction, but from the perspective of like, hey, let's add something new. Like we have our residents came and we were just like eating pizza. We're like, we have to make a pizza oven at the farm. We're like, we definitely have. So now we have pizza oven at the farm. So, like these things are always gonna be adding. This is the canvas for all of us to paint and to create whatever we want. So this is our home. And that's how we divided into lots for people to live. As you can see, we have around 60 acres, 25 hectares of this jungle that obviously we're not going to touch, and we're converting into wildlife sanctuary. Eventually, we are now working with the government of Costa Rica. It's a long process to make it a sanctuary that Costa Rica accepts it as a sanctuary, but eventually we are going to do it. And here on the map, I know it's pretty small here, but Santiago will show you a more detailed now map of the farm. But all this is our lots, let's say, yeah, like where we are living. And we will send you all the materials after, so don't worry about like looking now into details. But yeah, like I'll try to make it a little bit bigger. So like, this is the whole size of our farm, which is 6 hectares or 15 acres. Santi will share with you what we have done already, what's not yet done, what in the plans. And yeah, like this is the community center, the sport area, 2 receptions, so 2 entrances, our longevity clinic, our kids playground, our school. Everything is on the map. The map is constantly evolving. Next webinar will show you how the first one was and how it is now. So it's constantly growing and evolving, and it's only gonna be better and better with time. So community is nothing without people, right? So like for now, we have 21 adults. Our youngest adult is 32. Our most grown up is 56. We have six kids, aged from 4 to 13. For 11 adults, this is a primary residence. For 10 adults, this is a second home. We have 12 houses built already. We have 4 houses which are going to be finished in 2024. And our geography was on 11 countries now, from Argentina to the United States. So that's what is the ARK. Now, obviously, we are always adding new people. Just today, we added new family. It's not in these numbers yet because we have to define the amount of people. But just today, we added new families. So next webinar, you'll come and most probably you'll be different. You'll see different numbers. So the ARK is actively growing community, and we are very excited about it. So also we will add ourselves to these amounts because it doesn't calculate us. So now I'm giving the word to Santiago. He will reconnect with his presentation, and then I will join you again.
Thank you. Where is Santiago?
He is here.
Hey, hello everybody. Hello everybody. My name is Santiago. I'm the head of permaculture and regeneration of the farm, and I'm just gonna guide you through like our latest updates. We are super excited about what's happening in our farm. Here you can see a photo of how it was exactly 2 years ago. Google just put me out this photo. So you can see there's like really no soil. As Matt was saying, all this area was overgrazed with cattle for 40 years. So we have around like 3 to 5 centimeters of soil. This is how it looks today. So with just 3 people in these 2 years, we managed to transform this into this. And maybe you see like a crazy mess here. I see like a beautiful natural order. We are trying to build this system called agrosyntropic forestry, which mimics the jungle, in order that the jungle doesn't need to be fertilized, doesn't need to be controlled by plagues, you don't need to prune. So in that way, we are creating communities of plants that help each other and all together make this edible jungle. That's and also medicinal jungle. Here, maybe you don't see, but there's like maracuya and papayas, bananas. We already have around like 60 different fruit trees. Some of them will yield like in 10 years fruit. Some of them are already yielding fruit this year. Here you can see a crazy combination of eggplants, oregano, a Mexican sunflower, moringa, turmeric, ginger, all this together and our objective is to feed at least 80 families in these 6 hectares. Right now, we intervene, as you see, only 2 of these 6 hectares. So I think we are making an amazing progress, and it's been a long, long road. We've been taking small steps always to get the feedback of nature, but now we are getting like astronomic developments in the sense that we are going like way faster because we already know what works, what doesn't, and we have more than 300 varieties in general of medicinal fruit, of vegetables, and it's been really an amazing journey. We are super happy. And the way that we are making our soil, these 180 tons that Marat were mentioning, is just using the resources we have on site. So we are using the grass, that we have a lot of grass. We are making biochar, which is a way of making like biocarbon. And we are using a mix of different microbiology, fungi, bacteria, etc., find on the site, and we mix it with other products. So we have this kind of process. When we have a backhoe working on place, we do it with backhoe. When not, we have been doing it by hand. It's been a crazy gym these 2 years, turning compost each day. This compost needs to be turned each day, and in between 15 and 20 days, it's ready. You can see all the steam of the microbiology activity going on. So it's like really magical. We can regenerate our soils. We can regenerate our planet. Here's a little bit more of that. And as Matt said, we didn't cut not one tree, but we did prune a lot of them that were like really abandoned, and there was like a lot of dead wood. So we use it also in our advantage to plant new soil that is going to be degraded within the next years. We also coming into carpentry, doing different stuff. This is for our farm to dinner tables in the middle of the space, which is really beautiful now. We are also making new eco technologies. This is a new toilet we are experimenting with, which is a dehydrator dry toilet. It, of course, doesn't use water, but it also improves some things about normal dry toilets, and that's what we are proving. And we are constantly experimenting and trying like the new things. We've also been blessed and received a lot more people these days in the farm, which has been amazing to have all these people interested that live here in all these permaculture activities. A lot of childrens too. So it's been like a constant, like a constant community school, which has been like really amazing. Together, we planted in these 2 months in 4 different events around 400 trees. So it's like literally a forest already, a jungle planted. Here we were making seed bombs, for example, that are already sprouting all around the farm just without any effort. And we are also super thrilled because now we are starting to have our produce from the farm. We are starting actually to sell. Here you can see our organic pesto or different preparations with sweet peppers, different kind of herbs. And this is just gonna be multiplying and multiplying. We hope like in 2 months we will have like 40 different kind of products that we are going to be selling. We also have berries, like jungle berries, which is like an amazing achievement. There are no much berries in the jungle. And as Matt was saying, and you saw in the design, we are making a lot of water bodies. So this is, they're not really fancy photos yet. This is just like 6 days ago, but you can see how we are making. This is just like doing a diaphragm with a really high clay content soil that we have on place. And with this technique, we are making a pond that has no liner, no cement, no plastic. And here you can see there's not been one drop of water in 4 or 5 months in the place. And water is already sprouting from the bottom. So if you connect to the next webinar in 2 months, this is a photo of today in the morning. We are just finishing, and like in 1 or 2 weeks, it's going to start raining, and we are going to have our first pond. We calculate it's like 1.5 million liters just for this first one. This is our first experiment. So connect soon to see how this go, because it's going to be super amazing. We are creating these natural ponds. Also, we have a really nice news that we have our first horse that came to the place, and he was a rescue horse, and we want to have like rescued animals and have them to live a good life. They actually work in the farm really well. They'll help us prune, fertilize, and he's like a really amazing horse. So we are really happy of starting the animal part. We're also gonna have a lot of chicken soon. So that's another update that is coming. And in these 2 years, what we had done a lot is reproduce any kind of seed that we can get our hands on. So now we have like more than 300 different kinds of seeds. Here you can see I started with like 15 seeds of this kind of bean. Now we got like millions of them. So that's been also an amazing journey, like getting the better seeds and replanting and see how nature responds and learns and adapts. And so for me, like the ark of the ark is the farm, because we have like all this genetic material, which is really, really valuable. Once you don't have the seed, you cannot have the food, right? So we are gathering all these different useful plants for humanity to take care of them and multiply them. So that's been an amazing journey too. Here you can see one of our general designs. Oh. This is the first pond we are building right now that you saw in the photo. We already have this platform ready and these 3 platforms ready and that we are planting, but there's way much more. We are like 20% of the project done. There's all this agroforestry still to make, and we are gonna have different amenities. Our objective is first to produce food, but then also be real, tangible, visual proof of how we can regenerate and produce our food from a degraded land into a food paradise. So we're gonna host a lot of local and international workshops and retreats. We want people to get inspired, to learn, and to reproduce all this all around. We're gonna have a compost center, a yoga center, a fireplace with a temazcal, a nursery, a workshop that we already have, a mushroom production farm for all these different adaptogenics and medicinal mushrooms, and a very nice classroom, a supermarket with all of our natural products, but also with the local products of other people that are in this regenerative vision. So in general, that's how we are projecting the farm. It's gonna take still a lot of time, but it's little by little that we are doing this. Yeah, and it's just like amazing to receive all these new people. Here you can see our workshop. This is not gonna stay there, but it's gonna be like the platform for the mushrooms. And yeah, this is our farm to table area. And yeah, really, really thrilled to see you here very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Santiago.
Thank you, Santi. Yeah, Santi's presentations are always cool, right? They're always interesting. I'll get back to mine. Do you see my screen? Somebody confirm to me, like say something.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, so from and the farm is obviously is our dream, right? And like every time I'm you don't see me when you see Santiago's presentation, but every time I'm seeing the Santiago's presentation, I'm like, wow, we really did this, all this is insane. And we started it just in June 2022. So it's not yet even 2 years. And this is insane progress that was achieved already. And obviously there's way more to do. But the main thing, that's like this threshold of, can we do it? We passed it, and now we're like, oh wow, actually we did it, and now it's just like going from there. So this place, the ARK, this project, this home that we're creating is nothing about without dreams of people. And Sanjay shared already about Centaure, right? And this is for us, for all of us, it's like a dream, like, like who doesn't dream to have a horse? And Apolline when Apolline came to us and she's like, hey, there is this horse and this horse is abandoned, and the guy where this horse is, he told that he's gonna send this horse to meat market, and Apolline is doing an incredible work with horses and healing with horses, and she's like, I want to save this horse, like what we can do. And we're like, yeah, of course, so obviously bring the horse. So Centaure found his new home with all of us. So now he's the horse of the ARK, and we always dreamt of having our own animal sanctuary. But it's always like, you know, these thoughts, like I was thinking like, okay, in 2 years, we're going to be ready. And then like Pauline comes and she's like, we have a horse. I'm like, okay, say it seems we're starting. It's starting. So we're going to be starting saving wild animals and abandoned animals and reintegrate wild animals back to nature. And we're seeing our animal sanctuary as a place which is going to be, it's an NGO, obviously, non-profit, which is going to be supported by all ARK residents, by ourselves, by the guests which are going to be coming to the ARK. But practically, it's a dream of all of us, and I believe it's a dream of many of you also, to have this animal sanctuary at the place where you live. But in general, our dream, our waking dream is this, like, you know, is to have fun together, and is to have this time and space that we're sharing all together. And it's not about, it is about, of course, again, of course, we're real estate, we're a project, there is a lot of tangibility towards it, but it's more about the life that we are creating, the style of life that we live, and that's what we want to bring into reality. Like, we want to gather around nature, want to help nature to get back to the way it was before human activity. We believe that it's possible, we're proving that it's possible, and we see that it's every day, it's becoming better and better, it's becoming more and more, it is already the life that, like, you know, when even now we were talking in the morning that, like, okay, now we have, whoever been at the ARK, you know that our office is actually a small shipping container. And actually we were thinking to put a phrase there, like, later on we will tell that we made this project from a shipping container. but we were talking today with the team, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna make now a proper office for us, because the team is big and we need like a proper office. And Napoleon was like, oh no, why, this is so cute. And I'm like, yeah, this feeling of, like, you know, joining early and to see how things are transitioning from small thing to a more organized thing. This is the beauty of it all. So welcome to the ARK. We are not talking today about how you can join, because if you want to join, you can book the introductory call and our team will walk you through the process. But it's not a sales event. It's an event where we are sharing with you our dream, our common dream, and the dream of many people who have joined already, and to show you the progress, where we are, what has happened, the way, how we walked, and you're welcome to ask whatever questions you have. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for paying attention to our common dream. And I'll stop sharing the screen to see you all, and it's the time to ask us everything. So whatever questions you have, it's...
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, so many of us. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, you're more than welcome to open the mic and to ask whatever questions you have. Or also, if you don't want to open the mic, I'll open the questions and answers. Yeah. Sabrina asked, "What's the horse's name?" His name is Centaure. Actually, he has so many names. Abalin gave him the name Centaure. I call him Centauro. Santiago calls him Billy. Everybody calls him different names. I don't know how it works, but this is the thing. Yeah.
Okay. I was curious. Like your mascot at this point. I love it. Okay. I was curious as far as, I mean, I don't know if this is the right forum to talk about this, but in terms of your residents it's their secondary home, right? Are they are they having family or friends from, you know, out of the country come and visit and stay? You know, are there any kind of parameters around, you know, letting your house out to a family or a friend? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Sabrina. Yes. First of all, we allow everyone to rent their spaces. We have a dedicated company, which is called the ARK Management, where all people who live at the ARK share the profit from. So this company is actually in charge of renting out the properties inside of the ARK. Mm-hmm. So obviously, you are more than welcome to invite family, friends, and whomever you want to invite. And then if you want to rent out your space, rent out your home, we are taking charge of it, and we're doing it centrally. So all rents are centralized. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you. As far as, I guess, then with security, you said, you know, it's an open gate policy, which I like the idea, and I also have worries about, you know, if there's any I don't know, process of vetting when you do have someone come in and want to buy properties, or what is that process like?
Thank you. Yes, great question. And there is, of course, a process of vetting. Yeah, like we first of all, we don't sell online. There is a established process how people are getting like engagement process or onboarding process. So we first make the presentation online, then there's the team makes, then there is a call with me, then this person has to come to see the land, to meet us. We spend a lot of time together when people are coming visiting the ARK. We're only doing direct sales. So we don't work with any agencies or with anyone. So it's only in-person sales. And for us, it's very important to go this. This is much slower process, obviously, but at the same time, this is our home, right? So we cannot afford that people with wrong intentions will come to the place. So when people are joining and when people are saying like, and there are different places, and it's okay, Brenda told it in the very beginning of the call, which is very right. We always say to people who are coming to see it, it's not guaranteed. We are not the project for everyone, and everyone is not a good fit for us, and it's okay. These are relationships, right? And this is like some people are coming to tourist locations and they're looking for cheapest possible property to build as cheap as possible, to rent it as much as possible. And this is not us. And when people come with these intentions to us, we're not a good fit for it. And it's not that like you're a bad person or we're bad people. It's like we're just not a good fit. And but we're a very good fit for people who are coming, who understand what we're doing, who want to get involved, who want to put their hands into the dirt, who want to build it with us, to co-create it with us. And then you can see it straight away when people have like sparks in the eyes and they're like, oh my God, this is everything that I dreamt of. And we always hear this a lot. And when you hear this, you're like, okay, it seems that there's something's happening here. So it's we have 88 residential lots. So practically it's 88 stories of love.
Is there any association with the number 88 with something? I don't know. Did someone come up with this number intentionally, or is that it just worked out to 88?
One of our values is transparency and honesty, and I would like to say that there is a mystery behind, but no.
Okay.
But it just happened to be so.
Well, I have a ton more questions, but I'll let other people ask. Sorry.
Please, whatever questions you have. This is an open mic. Whoever have questions, we are here for whatever you want to ask.
I just wanted to say that it's pretty cool that you randomly came out with 88, which is like infinity, the other way around.
Yes.
So if you were to lie, that's a very good story over there.
Yeah, we have a good storytelling behind, but which we could make, but no. But yeah, it's like the story is like what we can come up with it. It can be infinity and everything, but it was just like the amount of lots and no. Yeah. But it's a
Just
beautiful
looking it
story.
up, it looks like the 88 is often associated with financial abundance and prosperity in numerology. So there you go.
There we go. That's a good thing. Let's do it. Yeah. Do we have more questions? We have also we have some here, some people who've been already at the land. If they want to share the experience, I saw Terry just sent a reaction. Terry, hi. We have Shashi, Terry, Simon here. If you want to share something out of your experience, and then also have Susan here, who is our existing resident. So if you guys want to share and to
I can share briefly because I'm about to sit to lunch. Well, when did I come first? I came in January, and then a year ago, and then I came back just now. No, I came in June, and then I came in January. And I was really impressed by how much work had been done on the farm. I was really touched by that. I came up for the tree planting, and that's the thing that impresses me the most. Is I've been in a bunch of eco villages in Costa Rica, and I found the farms are way too small for the size, and I feel like they're kind of added on as a kind of bonus because it looks good. And I really like the fact that the ARK has focused on the farm and the tree planting in the soil as a priority, and it's paying off. So yeah, that's it from me.
Can you share which other ones you've been to?
Yeah, I stayed at Alegria Village. I went to Ecovia, number 1, and the new Ecovia. I went to, what was it called? Yamamama, something like this in Uvita, but I don't like Uvita because of the road. I went up the Dominical Valley to a bunch of them, but it was a bit too focused on ayahuasca for me. And I went to Brave Earth, which I love, but it's in a very remote location, far from the sea. And there was one in Nosara, and it was all based on polyamory, which is not what I'm choosing. So yeah, so I went to many.
Thank you, Shashi. Thank you so much. John, yeah. Thank you, Shashi.
Hey, Murat, thank you for hosting this, and this has been some great insight. So you guys started roughly 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago with pandemic, and that takes a lot because so many places closed. But can you tell me how you guys differentiate yourselves from the Hacienda Okra? They've been doing or wanting to do something similar, and they've been at it since like 2006 or 7.
Yeah, Hacienda is doing great project. They're not far from us. They started way before. I think as long as I think they have great component of the farming, and I believe they're very much a neighborhood, and where we want to create more of a community of like people who are selected, let's say, right? So like Hacienda Okra is a beautiful project it's a beautiful real estate project. We're not exactly a real estate, as long as we are, but we're not exactly, our main focus is on a different thing rather than just on real estate. And then also everything that we're creating inside, like everything that we're building, like a sports center with different courts, semi-Olympic pool, co-creation lounge, yoga shalas, the farm with all different, the school, the longevity clinic, none of the projects have it. And it's not that we're boasting about it, but it's like we are creating space where you will be able to walk and to just enjoy the village and to go like to be in the healthy solitude in your home, but then also always having active lifestyle, active community lifestyle at your doorstep whenever you go. And then also that you don't have to go out of the project for whatever needs you have, or as much needs as you, obviously we cannot encompass everything, right? So, and also redistributing success of the village, I believe, is something that distinguishes us not only from Hacienda, but from many projects that we've seen in the world. I don't see that many that do it. I think I know one in India that does it, and I haven't seen anything else. It's a different structure in India, and we have a different structure. The way we're doing it is through now it's a boring business thing, but through preferential shares, we're practically buying the land. You are an investor to the whole. So I think this is what distinguishes us from so many eco-villages and from community projects, which are also beautiful. And people are finding, as Shashi told, there are so many different projects which resonate with people on different levels, like polyamorous communities or this or that, ayahuasca communities. We're a healthy community. We don't want to know what's happening at your home, and you can do whatever you want. But as a general, we want to go for health and to redistribution, or to strive for common success. Thanks for the question, John. See, Raul. Yes.
Sorry. Along the lines of getting to know what are the requirements of us in participation with the businesses and also living a sustainable life. What do you have? What rules of engagement do you have?
Thank you, Raul. Good question. First of all, there are certain architectural and ecological bylaws and rules. For instance, we prohibit individual wells because, first of all, when people do individual wells, they extract water from where the water should not be extracted. And second, we prohibit septic tanks. We only allow people to install water treatment plants. So because, septic tanks is becoming a big problem in LA, practically the water is heavily contaminated because of septic tanks. So there are certain ecological regulations that are in place. This is first. Second, as for vetting processes, I told it's a lot of us talking with people, spending time with existing residents, with the team, getting to know each other. and getting to know the whys behind joining the ARK. So this, I believe, the processes, and then also to see how do we resonate on the values level with each other. And then people, there might be a wrong idea that when you're joining the ARK, you have to be actively participating in whatever we are doing. And I love how Susan told it. Just a couple of, Susan is here, our resident, Susan Spidik. She told, well, Susan, correct me if I'm wrong. She told great phrase, like, everything is an opportunity, nothing is a must. Something like that, no? So which I really loved. I wrote it down because I like, yeah, that's what we are. Like, if you want to be as much as you want to be involved into whatever we're creating, you can be. If you just want to leave, you can just leave. It's not affecting your profit share, your investment part. Yeah, like, we won't tell like, hey, you didn't work at the farm today, you're getting less money this year. No, it's like, you, by joining the ARK, you're already the shareholder of the ARK. And then if you want to make a music school, I don't know, then you're like, hey, you're becoming the partner of the ARK in the music school. It's your business, you're creating it. We are gonna give land for it. We will meet you in the middle for what has to be created. What do you need to make the music school, or to the painting studio or ceramic studio, if Ronak is still here, with whom we're doing a ceramic studio. So, like, you can do whatever you want if you want to make your dream come true. Thank you, Raul.
Can I just ask a legal question around that? Like,
sure.
Because somebody, I'm not quite sure on it, but somebody mentioned that once you get residency, you can own a business, but you can't work in Costa Rica until you get something else, and it takes some years. Like, if you wanted to run like a music school, you're a music teacher, you could own a music school, but you can't actually teach in a music school until. Do you know what that's all about?
Yeah, good question. Unfortunately, our legal part is not here, but I know, as I know, it's true. You can be an owner of the business as foreign resident, and by purchasing land in Costa Rica, which is more expensive than $150,000, you're automatically getting foreign investment visa, which gives you a lot of benefits, including this one. But you can even make the business without being a foreign investor, and you can own the business. You cannot legally work, like, you cannot legally be contracted there, but you can extract profit as an owner. So, so you won't be able to be like, I don't know, pay yourself a pension fund in Costa Rica or something.
Yeah.
You won't be able to make like for some time while you get the working visa, which is also a process that you can make. But for some time you will have to be like as an owner, and then you can perform, and that's what I do, for instance.
Yeah. So basically you have to design things to be a business owner, but you don't know how long it takes to get the actual work permit.
No, because I'm not in the process. Me personally, I'm not in the process of it, but I can ask and we can come back with this information.
Okay, so you're just acting as a business owner yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, well, you can tell me more about that another time then.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Santi?
I just want to say, also complementing to Raul's question, that for the ecologic part, with the farm we're making, the company, the people that is working there, the tools, the genetic material, all of these, we are also investing into facilitating the process of each owner to make their own dream garden, to regenerate all the main roads and the common areas. We already have 3 projects that we are making of agroforestries of owners that have their land and are like gonna redesign and plant all the pasture. So I think also like offering these services and refining them for people to be easy to implement these things and actually be like regenerative and have the water, the electricity. We are also teaming up with some companies of solar panels. So that's also like facilitating all this process of regeneration in general.
Thank you, Santi. Yes, thank you, Santi. It's a great addition, because yes, like, imagine you can make, and we are encouraging people who are joining the ARK to make their own farms or to reforest the land. But when you make your own farm on your land, we can make the project of your farm. We can make you the farm. We can take care of your farm on a regular basis. So even if you are not here, when you're traveling, your farm will be great. So when you come back, you just cut your tomatoes and you just like make your salads.
Question. I don't know. Oh, sorry.
Just to wrap up the yeah, like for example, in my case, where there would be like a seasonal living, so responsibilities are intermittent, and that was my concern. But yeah, if you offer the guidance, and the leadership and the initiatives, and can be sustained, then it becomes a continuous effort instead of a intermittent best effort advancement. And I think that over time it creates a better sense of trust and continuity. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Raul. Somebody's asking Sandra wanted to ask, and Christopher also. Christian, sorry. We're looking at Heather Allison's screen, but anyway, it's okay. Christer asked the question, his microphone doesn't work. What is the legal ownership servidumbre situation of the road going down to the beach? There is a lot of work done on the back road, but the beach road is still in very bad condition. Great, thank you so much for this amazing question, because it honors what we're doing. Yes, whoever been to Santa Teresa and knows the place around, when we came in 2021, the roads were in horrible condition, both back road and the front road. Back road, which leads to Kobanon. Now this road is paved, so we have fully paved road to one of our entrances. And our road to the beach, which is connecting the ARK with the Santa Teresa, is in a very bad condition, and it was in a very bad condition. And literally, looking at how the communal efforts with our neighbors from the mountain were happening, we understood that nothing was happening. So in the end of last year, we decided to take administration and all the control of the mountain in our hands. So now we're providing service of managing this works on the mountain. So from Monday next week, we are starting paving the road, which is going down to the beach. So the idea is within a year to pave all that road. We're starting with first 300 meters. The whole road is 1.6 kilometers. So we're starting with first 300 meters, and then we're going to go by batches to make it, first of all, accessible without 4x4 transport. And then eventually all road is going to be made, and we are looking into 1 year timeline from now. This first batch that we are making is 300 meters. It's going to take us 2 months. Then we're going to install we have a little river going down there. We're going to install the bridge through the river. So it's a lot of infrastructural works that we're doing. Thank you so much, Christer, for this question, because this was like last two months of work, of intense work, and this is like everyone is very excited because it's finally happening. Thank you so much. Great question. I saw that Sandra was also raising hand. Sabrina, sorry.
Yeah, and then a question for Heather really quick. I don't know if you mean to be presenting, but I'm seeing your screen. And I'm curious if, as far as someone who doesn't have necessarily the resources in the area to build a house, the connections to do that. Do you provide some guidance with that? Is it just you buy a lot and then you got to figure out who's going to come and build it, or are you helping to connect with those resources? How does that work?
Great question. Thank you so much, Sabrina. This is when you join the ARK. Imagine that you're joining our learning curve of Costa Rica is 3 years old now. We've been through it all. We handpicked the team which is going to care you or surround you with so much care and support and love that you will be like, oh my God, this is something crazy. And maybe actually I will ask Susan, if she's still in the call, to share her experience, because Susan is the one who purchased land with us and now starts building her home with us. So maybe she can explain better from her perspective what has happened. Susan, would you be up to? Are you in the call? Because I'm also seeing Heather's screen, so I don't know how to.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Susan, hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. When you come here, you actually have a really wide range of like legal team, architect team. It's really an easy process because everyone guides you through everything that you need. You can build your dream home, but you have great support from an experienced local architect who knows everything about the weather, all the things we don't know. So don't worry about it. It's almost like you fall into a net and you're carried. Everyone's here to help you, support you. It's almost like I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's like a supportive net, and you can play like on a playground, but then everyone helps you. And it's not just the word, it's really how it works. So
Okay.
I'm gonna start building next week.
Great. Are there the folks that are building currently, or the houses that have been built, are they like earthships? Are they self-sustaining? Are they more I don't know, modern, I guess, but utilizing more ecological materials? Like what have you been seeing built?
Like it's really up to you what you want to do. First, you get a solar panel system free with every lot that you buy, so you don't need electricity. Then the materials, you can literally pick what you ever want to do. There's like red earth, or like it's really just whatever you want to do, you can do.
Is there anywhere on your site that someone like me could see, you know, some of the houses that have been built, to just kind of get a sense for what that community feels like?
Yeah, we will share the all information. We have architectural guidelines.
Okay.
And we have range of architects with whom you can work. But as Susan, thank you so much, Susan. But as Susan shared, it's we understand that majority of people who are joining the ARK are not from Costa Rica, and it can be a complicated process of making the project in the country that maybe you don't know even the language, and then like local regulations. So this company that we call the ARK Management, it's providing all the services to help you on the way. It's not a must to work with us. It's your choice. But if you're choosing with us, then it's a very easy and very process. And we will send all the architectural guidelines after this call, so you will see what our architects have done before, what they're doing now. They're working in Costa Rica. We're working with Mexican and with Costa Rican architects and Costa Rican construction administration. Thank you, Sabrina. We have questions from. Thank you so much, Terry and John.
Hi, this is Terry. I just wanted to say I had the privilege of meeting up with Murat and Susan earlier this month. My husband and I came down to explore the ARK, and we actually stayed at the 2-bedroom that is available through the ARK, up in the ARK. So we had the pleasure of being able to not only have a beautiful tour, looking at some lots, but actually staying and feeling the land, and it was amazing. So and then Murat and Susan took us out for a beautiful dinner, and we communicated and we talked and just made sure that there was a good fit on both ends. And I'd like to think that there certainly was, and we haven't stopped thinking about it, scheming about it since we came home. So we're going to be back in October during the rainy season to see exactly what that means. But we live in Vancouver, so their rainy season is our other season. So it's a great switch for us. So anyways, it is beautiful to see both Susan and Murat, and can't wait to see you again.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. We are waiting for you here. Yes, John?
2 questions. I stepped away when you talked about the profit share. Was it 70% goes to the homeowner and 30% goes to the homeowner, and then 70% is distributed back to the community?
No, say 30% is distributed back to the community.
And 70% to the owner.
Oops, sorry, I froze for a second. 30% is redistributed back to the community, and then whatever 70% is staying with the ARK. And then out of this 100%, we're giving 40% to original landowners, and the rest stays with the ARK team.
Okay, and then the other question is that with the land that you're purchasing, the land is all titled, it's all free and clear.
Yes, the land is titled. You have public water. connected. You have included in the price of the land, you have set of solar panels for 2,000 kilowatt hours per month, and the reserve battery for 24 hours. The price of that equipment costs $50,000, and it's already included in the price of any lot that you choose.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Amazing, John. Thank you so much for these questions. Terry, no, you don't have the.
Actually, just
Yeah,
one-
you do. Yeah.
Yeah, just one further thing. So I just wanted to expand on dreams and how this community could potentially fulfill them. So Murat and Susan and I are driving around in Murat's 4x4, and we keep passing this shed on the side. And every time we pass the shed, I'm like, there's my coffee shop. There's my coffee shop. So just again, it was an opportunity to not only dream, but to have an opportunity to see where that dream could sit. So I just wanted to expand on the opportunities here, and where you want to go are endless.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. Any more questions? Do we have questions? Something to add, Jonathan? Yes.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
How are you? I've been traveling. I've been around Santa Teresa before Santa Teresa was even around. Well, it was 20-something years ago. Now I've been looking at certain places. My question is this: so you buy, and I'm not ready to go ahead and say move there, say for full time. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm still in my working years. So my question is: could you buy and not build for a while? Or is there like a limit, or say, okay, you got to build within 5 or 10 years? You know what I mean? Because it seems like a very nice development and a very nice place. I wish it stayed like it was 22 years ago, which was, wild. But
yeah,
that is really my question. Now, when it comes to if you could go ahead and rent this to other people, I'm actually looking for like a place for my whole family to kind of like live there, like a family compound. You know what I mean? I have my parents that are getting older. I have my my father and mother-in-law that are getting older. You know what I mean? And they're originally from Costa Rica. I'm originally from Chile. So, I don't want to stay in San Jose, I want somewhere nice. I fly to San Jose and I'm out. I can't stay in my little jailhouse, I gotta leave from the city. You see what I'm saying? So my question is, could you buy and hold on to this? Because I see when I went to Santa Teresa, which was maybe 3 weeks ago, I saw your sign going down the hill. I looked into you guys and I was like, I gotta get there. And I didn't get there. I chose the waves. I'm sorry, but I'm going back. I need to go see your little place.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. The banana boat, was it banana boat? Banana cafe, and the waves were too good.
Thank you, Jonathan. Great question. Thank you so much. First of all, we definitely are welcoming people who are coming with families. As I said, like my dream is that my mom's going to be living there, and it's important to also mention it's hard to gather everything in one webinar, right? Like one online meetup. But this is a very important thing, that we're creating programming for all ages, for kids, for us, which are grown-ups, and for grown-ups, for people like my mom. She will not go surfing. My mom, she will not go climb waterfalls, but my mom will be happy to share cacao over the fire, and she'll be happy working with kids, and she'll be happy to work at the farm, to do some small things. So we're creating programming for all ages, and therefore we're definitely welcoming people who are coming with their parents. This is one. Second, normally we're asking people to start building within 18 months and finish within 36. And finishing part is more important rather than starting, right? And then we always understand, the ARK is, we are not, you will feel it when you will come and meet us. It's not, yesterday, Gabriel, who just joined us, when we were talking about building his house, and we were explaining him how things work, he's like, No one does this. I understand where I got to. It's like it's really strange, but you guys are doing something cool. So like you will feel that, hey, Jonathan, like, but what is working for you? And we will be like, we are as flexible as we can be, as long as it's not like aprovechar. As long as you're fair with us and honest, and you'll tell like, hey guys, I just like, I don't know, like, well, I don't know, different situations. Like I want to buy land now, but I cannot financially be there in the next 2-3 years to build, but maybe I'll be in 5. And we'll tell like, hey, like, okay, Jonathan, join us. And like, how about we'll put a safari tent together? Like, how about we do something, something cool? Why not? It's a playground, right? So then whenever you'll be coming to Santa to catch waves, you'll be in your cool safari tent on the land. So something like that. It's not necessarily that oh my God, let's all make everything fancy. No, it's about like, how can we make dreams together? Next time you're gonna choose us instead of waves. I know.
That's awesome. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna try to do a trip. Usually I get away like every couple months and just take a weekend trip. So I'm definitely gonna do something.
Living in nature and having vacations in the cities. That's the new concept of life.
That's true. Actually, yeah. I need to fly again.
Please do. Jeremy,
We'll see
yes. Thank you, Jonathan. See you soon. Jeremy,
right.
yes.
Hey, everybody. Jeremy here from California. Amazing project. So beautiful. I love catching up. I have a question just to kind of expand on Jonathan's question about like to what extent can families or things be built on property. So if someone was to buy land, 1.2 acres is a good amount of land. I'm curious about the details of the battery life that's going to be included in the solar array supporting each property. So I think there was some comments on a laughs. I thought I remember it was like 35% maybe you can build out on your land. So like, what is it possible to like maybe build like maybe 3, 4, 5 little cabinas, or like what? It sounds pretty open, so I'm just curious, like family, in-laws, all the, to what extent can we build on the piece of land that is bought?
Great question, Jeremy. Thank you so much. I always to come back to my mom. I don't know why, but I was like, I dream of my mom living at the ARK, and I dream with her like living on the same land with me. But I really dream of her not living together with me. So it's like, it's an important question of us, like having our own spaces, right? There is a legislation, and we are enforcing it strictly about the density that you can build on the land. So out of 1.2 acres, 10%. And we will send it. Don't worry. We will send it right after this webinar. We will send an email. 10% can be built for residential construction, which is around 500 square meters and square feet. Is it 5,500 square feet? Something like this. I think so. And then you can divide it into as many buildings you want. Yeah. And again, this is also like an open conversation. If like when somebody comes and says like, hey, I want to build 7 casitas to rent, we'll be like, no, thank you. But when you come and like, hey, I have mom, I have my brother, and have my sister, and I have 2 kids that are growing up, and I want us all to have like little casitas and have common space, we'll be like, sure. And then additional 15% you can build, which is like can be like a warehouse, a garage, a yoga shala, an open kitchen, like some. So it's 25% of the totality of the land. And then land goes from 1.2 acres to 2.5 acres. So obviously when you have 2.5 acres, then it's much more than 5,500 square feet. And the battery, this is about construction. And the battery, you have the standard set that we're providing is for 2,000 kilowatt hours per month, which is practically enough for 3 families of 4 people. And a reserve battery for 24 hours. So this is the standard kit. It's a modular kit. We're working with a company called Matelpa, which is the biggest energetical company in Costa Rica. They've been working with renewables for the last 20 years. They have huge experience. They're working only with German equipment because it's very solar space is very dirty space, right? Like there are like all the things around. So we check the company for where their panels are coming from, where the batteries are coming from. So they're only working with German equipment. They're doing it all over the country. We've seen their system in work in different locations in the country. There are no blackouts during rain season or whatsoever. So we developed the system that way that is sufficient enough, that it's makes sense for everyone who is joining, and that if you need at any moment, you can just add other modules to the systems, be it either battery or be it additional solar panels. Great. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for the question. Amazing one. Any more questions we have?
So answering the question of John about the food distributed per household, we are looking at that. We are probably gonna do like a co-op system where if you have like 4 people in your house or 7 people, you receive like a weekly or bi-weekly basket. But then also if you're producing food in your land, maybe we're gonna have like a share association with that to pick it up in the general, and we're all gonna have like the supermarket. So it's probably gonna be like a service, whether you are like inside producing in your land, or where you are like buying each week inside like a membership, not like it works in the state with the cops.
Perfect. Thank you, Santi. Great thing. Yeah, and also HOA question. HOA is 50,000 colones, which is around $100. And the way we are doing it, we are including security 24/7, maintenance of, of the roads and maintenance of green areas, and the rest is add-ons. So the way we did it, we don't want, because it's always a topic for conflicts. Oh, I'm not playing tennis. Why am I paying for maintenance of the tennis court? I'm not using your pool. Why am I paying for your pool? So we're like, okay, you're going to be paying just for the things that you're using. So all ARK residents will have, because we're open concept, right? So like if you have seen, the amenities are distributed this way, that they're on 2 ends of the ARK. So people who are coming from outside, they will not be going inside of the ARK where people live, but they will staying on the suburbs of the ARK, let's say. And you will be able, so it will be open for everyone to come and join, and all ARK residents will have at least 50% discount for memberships for amenities. And these discounts are going up to 100%. So people who are joining now, they're founding members of the ARK, and they have 100% discount on whatever. Later stage is going to be 90% discount, 80, 70, 60, 50. And 50 is going to be the minimum discount that ARK residents will have to come and enjoy whatever amenities. So HOA is going to be 50,000 colones, which is $100, and it's going to include security and safety for 24/7 and maintenance of the roads and maintenance of green areas. Thank you. Great question, John. And yeah, Terry texted here, stay on the land. It's a good point. Thank you so much, Terry. When you're going to be planning to come to visit us, we have at our website, it's called Stay at the ARK, and you can choose from various accommodations of our residents already. So it's really the best to stay. We're not the same vibe as Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa is great, it's vibrant, it's active. ARK is a sanctuary. You will come and everything slows down, and we will maintain this feeling of a sanctuary. We want it to be different. We don't want to live this life of a hurry, So if you have an option to stay on our land, please do so. Thank you. Sorry, we have a lot of great questions. Thank you so much. Do we have more? Yes, Sabrina, you're muted. Sabrina, you're muted.
Question about the lots. Did you already mention how much those are starting out as?
Great question. Yeah, we're starting. There are sales price categories, and they start from $60 per square meter. So they go up for $300,000 per lot, which is like 1.2 acres, and then they go different ones. But also, thank you so much, Sabrina, because I was about to forget about it. Like I always talk about dreams, and then like somebody has to talk about money. What we're also doing, because we understand that this is a price range, right? This is a serious price. First of all, we're very flexible. Again, as long as you are honest with us and you come as like, hey, this is what I can do. I really love the project. We really love you. You really love us. This is what I can do financially. We will be as flexible as we can to find the solution for you to join. If you tell us like this is exactly like I cannot do it now, I can do it in that amount of payments, we'll find a way. There are also possible loans in Costa Rica that they give for foreigners, and we can facilitate you. If you like, obviously we cannot give like 20 years payments. I mean, we have to make the village, right? We will do whatever we can do, but if you tell us, hey, I need 20 years, then we will connect you with the local bank. And local banks, they know the project. We passed already all screenings, so it will be easy, quick with them. In 3 months, you can get the funds. Another thing is that also we understand that not everybody needs the full land. So people can buy a lot in the family, like you can buy it with friends. And you can own property in Costa Rica through owning a company in Costa Rica. So you will practically buy shares of this company, and these shares will be attributed to certain parts of the land. And also what we are going to present, we wanted to do it now, but we really want to make it very nice. I think in a month from now, we are going to present fractional ownership possibility. We're making little casitas, which are around 1,000 square feet. Makes sense? 1,100 square feet. So they're really small. It's like 1 bedroom with a second guest bedroom and an office and a big indoor-outdoor space, which we're going to start selling in as fractional ownership. Because we also understand that not everyone wants to spend here, like, year-round, and not everybody wants to have a lot and has a family. But as a person or just as a couple, maybe you want to be coming in for 3 months a year. So we're going to start selling these casitas as fractions, which will allow you to stay for certain time. So you'll be owning the property, but will allow you to stay for a certain time on the land. And this starts from, I think, $27,000 is the initial price for a fraction, which allows you to stay for a month at the ARK. So we will present it. We will most probably do a separate big call about it, because we are now we finished already everything about the financial and legal structure. We're just now making finishing our architecture. We'll have 2 teams of architects working on it. I saw the plans. I'm involved in making the plans. They're amazing. Our architects who are doing it are insane. So it will be a really, really beautiful project. And we won't make a lot of them. We will make very limited amount, because we don't want it to become like, too many people. So like, yeah, exactly. So we will make maximum 4 lots like this, which will allow us to have 30 houses like this. But this is our maximum. We won't make it more. So we will present it in a month from now.
Okay. I appreciate I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce this correctly. Asawari's question.
Asawari, yeah.
Yes.
Asawari. Wow, what's a beautiful name. Thank you for this question. Yes, there is an option to own 100% of the casita. I think I might, Juan Pablo, if he's here from our finance team, maybe he can correct me if I'm wrong. I think they start from $240,000. I think so. I might be mistaken. And then Juan Pablo will be telling like, what have you told? But I think we're around those numbers.
Okay. And as far as if you want to reserve a lot, what's the required like down payment, so to speak?
Good question. Thank you so much. First of all, you have to come to see us.
Of course.
So yeah, you have to come to see us. And then the process is like this, that we are normally reserved. Whenever you choose the lot of your liking, we keeping you this lot for 1 week without any reservation or anything. Within this week, you have to send us the purchase offer for the lot. So like purchase offer of like, the signed, like, how do you want to pay, like, the payment conditions and everything, which is, and when we accept the purchase offer, you have to pay 5% down payment. And this 5% down payment opens the space for due diligence. During due diligence, you're checking, you want to use our lawyers, you can use our lawyers, you want to hire other lawyers also. But during this process, you're checking practically that everything is good with the land, that there are no liens or there is water, that everything is good. And if everything is good, then we're going into the contract signing. And then according to the payment terms, you start paying, and we're transferring you the title.
Cool. Okay.
Thank you. Great question. Thank you so much. Jeremy, yes?
Yes, this one is for Santiago.
Perfect. Santiago's here.
Santiago, beautiful job, man. It's looking so good. I I have a question regarding the above ground water storage tanks that you're building, the ponds. Are those going to function primarily as agricultural irrigation tanks, or are they going to function as natural swimming pools as well?
Nice. Thanks for the question. We are definitely aiming, especially this first one, to be a natural swimming pool. Absolutely. Then it's like a kind of a complex system right now. We started using a well. Now we move and we use drip irrigation system also. And we also have water from the Sara, which is the municipal water, which saved us because 1 month ago, we were like in dry, using 3 drips of water. It's been a difficult process. Now we are in abundance of water, but we don't want to take water from the well. We don't want to take water from Asada, from the government. We want to use only rainwater eventually. That's why we are planning all these bodies, so we can like recirculate that water and only use that water and stop using wells.
Amazing. Thank you, Santi. Yeah, it's like first, but and also another thing is that what we can do, Santiago can do biopools on your land. Santi is a professional making water reservoirs and biopools. He loves doing this. So if you tell him like, hey, Santi, I'm buying the land, please make me biopool, you'll make him the happiest alive. Jason, yes.
Hi, I apologize. I may have missed this. If so, I can take it offline. I didn't join at the beginning. And I've been following the ARK for some time. And I'm just curious, you'd said you're making the casitas, which is great. I think that's obviously it's new because it's coming soon. But when it comes to once an owner has bought the land, that's kind of the easy part. The construction of a home is a challenge, and for people that don't live in the country. And again, I apologize if you went over this. Do you provide that end-to-end management of the construction? I think on my last webinar in the fall, there was one, like somebody from Germany who had maybe was going to start building soon. So along with the question of do you provide the construction services, as of today, aside from infrastructure, has any construction begun on any homes?
Thank you, Jason. Great question. Yeah, so we're providing the full range of services from you getting the lot, and then development of architectural projects, permits, administration of the construction, because we're not a construction company ourselves, but of course we're administrating the construction process. So we're working an open book system where we are showing you different quotes from different providers, and you're choosing with whom to work, and then we're administrating these vendors. So we are doing that, yes. Then about the constructions that are going now, we have 2 constructions going now at the moment of 2 houses. We are starting Susan's house in next week, and we are starting 3 more houses building in the concourse of till before rain season, so before September.
Great. And then it sounds like you're very open to homeowners having different ideas for what they want to live in, whether it be a tent or a stick-built home or something more substantial. But how does this all come together? If you have, I don't know how many lots it is, 70 lots, and one house is pink and the other one is this, maybe that's great, and it just makes it an eclectic place to live. I can tell you, as somebody who's possibly interested, it would be a lot easier to show me 4 options, and then I pick some finishes and we're good to go. And I'm not every buyer. Other people want to specify everything. But maybe you can just add to that a little bit.
Thank you, Jason. Great question. Thank you so much. Yes, we have architectural guidelines for sure. It's not, and it's for the same reason that you're mentioning, that one house is pink and another one is yellow. Yeah, there are architectural guidelines in place of like materials that can be used, colors that can be used, setbacks, everything, the height, the density, everything. There is a complete document that regulates all this. So whenever you're not using our architects, we will give you the document and we'll tell like, okay, you have to follow this, and then we are approving architectural projects before they start building. So we're regulating all this. Talking about safari tents or something, it's more of like a solution when people, for instance, say like, hey, I cannot build now, you know, like, but I
Understood.
I want to buy land and I want to spend time with you guys. And we would prefer this to be happening because it's about community, right? People staying on the rent. And then like Samaritan's going to be there for a year or two, but then eventually it's going to be home. Yeah.
And then at this point, do you have a general idea of a cost per square foot? You know,
Good
you're
question.
starting with the land, you have site work and all these things. Do you know what that is in US dollars?
Yes, it's around $200 per square foot. Is that around, and we're talking about all in, from development of architectural project, permits, everything, right? And construction. So it's like it's an Apple price, like 200. Yeah, and then construction itself costs around $160 per square feet, something like that. And then the rest is like architecture permits and taxes and all these things. So all in would cost you around $200 per square foot.
Understood.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank
Great practical questions. Thank you so much. And thank you for following us, Jason. Thank you. Do we have more questions? No, we're good. Yeah, I think personally that this was the best webinar that we had ever. Thank you so much. This is insane. The amount of questions, and this is something, you know, like the amount of questions shows the amount of interest that you have, and this is something that really warms our heart. Thank you so much. Thank you for following us, for seeing where we are standing, what we're doing. This is a journey. This is an adventure. We're inviting everyone to join. We are really, it's a magic that's unfolding. And you might think that, oh my God, they talk like this. You will see, and you'll come here, and you'll be like, oh my God, this is magic. Thank you so much. Thank you to the team that's been here. Thank you to everyone for having these great questions. And we see you in a month when we're going to present our fractional ownership for sure. We will send you all emails. And then in 2 months, our next webinar. And see you here at the ARK. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.